This is worth the seat. One tool, one question. Does it earn the seat you're paying for? Today, it's Atria. 25 million ads sit in one searchable library. On top of that sits an AI strategist. It's trained on over $5 billion of ad spend. So the tool really does shorten one gap. The gap between spotting a competitor's winning ad and shipping your own. Here's the tension though. Something this capable carries a trust record that doesn't match it. So the real question was never whether it's good. It's which performance team it actually earns its seat for. I'll show you what it does well. The combined research to generate loop. The review mining. The weekly insights. Plus where it falls short. The insight layer that's locked behind a higher tier. The video output that isn't ready to ship. And the library that thins out the moment you leave direct to consumer. Let me take the loop apart. That's the whole pitch. The flagship isn't the library on its own. It isn't the generator on its own either. It's that they share one data layer. Start here, in the library. 25 million ads across Meta and TikTok. Every one of them tagged and sorted. This is the raw material. You search and filter it from this bar at the top. It works like a swipe file you never had to build yourself. Say, I want to see what a rival is running. I search their brand. Every live ad indexed for them lands in one set. This card is a real competitor ad, still in market. The metadata comes attached. A screenshot folder can't give you that. You're not looking at a creative someone saved a year ago. You're looking at what's spending money right now. I open the winner. This is the full ad detail. The creative, the copy, and how long it's been running. A long runtime is the tell that it converts. Nobody keeps paying to run a loser. So now I found a tested angle. I didn't have to guess at one. Watch what happens next. This is the move the whole tool is built around. I hit clone ad. Up comes a creative brief that's already filled in. The brand, the product, the audience scenarios. It's pulled off that real winner I just opened. Not off a blank prompt I had to write. Then I tell it to generate 4 images. That is the loop. A competitor's tested idea becomes my first draft, and it happens in a single move. So that's the moat, and it's worth saying plainly. The spy step and the build step run on the same data. Most tools hand you one or the other. This one closes the gap between finding the idea and shipping the variant. Strength 2 is the review mining. It's the feature people rave about most. You take a competitor you follow. The tool ranks their live ads by angle, by headline, by hook. It sorts them by how many they run and how long each one stays up. This top row is the headline they've leaned on hardest. That's a tested copy shortlist. You'd normally pay a strategist a week to assemble it. Take that the right way, and it changes your whole week. You stop inventing angles from a cold start. You begin from what the market already rewarded with real money. That's hours back every time you sit down to brief. Strength 3 is Raya, the AI strategist. You ask it what your competitors are doing. It runs a real gap analysis, here, in this panel. It draws on a training set of over $5 billion in ad spend. It will also run on a schedule, so a fresh set of concepts lands in your account every week. You never open a manual research session at all, and it grades your own account. This is Radar. It scores your creative diversity out of 100. It tags what's actually working across visual hook, theme, and message. Not a letter grade, a real score with the elements behind it, so you spot where your creative has gone stale. You catch it long before the spend numbers turn on you. So that's 3 real strengths. One loop that finds and builds, a mining view that hands you tested copy, a strategist that keeps working while you sleep. All of it on a single login, sharing one set of data. Now where it doesn't earn the seat. The first one is the big one, and it's invisible until you're already inside. On the core plan, you bought the library, not the product. Look at this. The brand insight tabs are walled off. Those are the ones that surface what's working this week. They're the read that sold you in the demo. The screen literally says, upgrade to unlock this page, plus or a higher plan. So a buyer picks core to test what they saw. They find the search bar works fine. They find the brain is locked. And the price to turn it on is a real jump. It's the same wall on themes, on hooks, on desires. Every analytical tab carries it. Core runs $129 a month. The insight layer turns on at plus. That's $479. So the honest move here is simple. Is what's working this week a weekly question for you? Then start on plus and skip core entirely. On core, that question never actually gets answered. That's the gap this whole thing turns on. The tool is more capable than its reputation. And the part that makes it capable is the exact layer core hides. So the seat you're really pricing was never core, it's plus. Second rough edge is the video. The static and carousel output is genuinely strong, like this generated set on screen, but the AI video isn't there yet. It doesn't drop straight into your ads manager. Teams report the variants underperform a human-edited cut. The gap runs 30 to 50% on click-through. What you actually do is keep this tool for static and text, then pair a dedicated video tool for the spoken UGC. It's a slot decision, not a deal breaker. Third, the library leans hard into direct-to-consumer. Open the industry filter and pick health. It's still wall-to-wall supplements and skincare. Follow 30 competitors in business software. You'll get 50 to 200 ads for the big names, but 5 to 15 for the mid-market players. The weekly insights thin out with the data. The easy way around it, treat this as your Meta and TikTok piece. Then cross-reference the LinkedIn ad library for the rest. None of those three sync the tool. They each tell you which seat to buy, and they tell you what to set next to it. Everyone has a clean way around it. Each one keeps you inside the product, not out the door. Let me walk you through setting up a brand. That's the 30 to 45 minutes that decide whether Raya is good. Step 1, the brand name and the website. Step 2, the guidelines. This setup panel is where you paste real copy, 3 to 5 paragraphs of it. Skip it, and the hooks read like the direct-to-consumer ad you set out to outdo. Then you connect the Meta and TikTok ad accounts and pick the competitors to follow. This step marker keeps you oriented. 5 short stages, then it confirms the brand is built. The whole thing is dull. It's also the most important 15 minutes you'll spend. Everything Raya generates later traces back to what you put in now. Now the payoff. Once the brand's built, this overview fills itself in. The read on your audience, the top angles, the media mix, all generated off what you handed it. This audience row is the part you could pass a freelancer. Hand it over as a brief on day 1 and trust it. That's the half hour upfront paying you straight back. And you set up radar. Pick a time frame and a goal. The overview fills with your creative diversity score. It breaks down by format, by age, by platform. These breakdowns are where you catch fatigue early. So that's the working loop, end to end. Research feeds the brief. The brief feeds the score. The score points you back to research. First time through, the brand setup took me about 40 minutes. The tool doesn't fight you. The friction is just the honesty of it. Thin input, generic hooks. Real input, and the hooks sound like you. If you've already decided to give Atria a run, the link's in the description. It's worththeseat.com/Atria. It takes you to the 7-day trial, so you can poke around the real thing before you pay a cent. One honest note, and it's right here on the checkout. The trial wants a card. It auto-converts to the core plan when it ends. That's $159 a month. So set a reminder to cancel about 10 days early, and screenshot it when you do. Then go open it, build one brand profile, and push a single competitor through the loop. That's the fastest way to know if the seat is yours. So which seat? 3 tiers, and the call is quick. Core is $129 a month. Take it only if you want the library as a reference shelf. The brain is locked behind it. Plus is $479. This is the real product. It's the seat most performance teams are actually buying. That's where Raya turns on. Business is $959. It only earns it once you run roughly 8 client brands, or once you need unlimited ad accounts. And watch the seat math on Core. It ships 5 seats, 1 filled, 4 sitting empty if you're solo. You're not buying a cheap plan there. You're buying a team plan and sitting in a single chair. That's the cost the headline price quietly hides. Now the alternatives. These are lanes, not rivals. Foreplay is the deepest ad archive, with a save-to-brief workflow. $49 a month. It's built for teams who hand the saved ad to a human, not to Raya. AdCreative.ai goes wide, across Google, Meta, and LinkedIn. It scores every creative from 0 to 100. $99. That's breadth against Atria's Meta and TikTok depth. They land about $4,560 a year apart. Arc Ads owns the lane this tool skips. AI Actor Video, at $11 a video. Most serious teams just run both. And Predis.ai sits at $59 for the organic first solo crowd. Different stages, different jobs. None of them a wrong answer. So who does Atria earn its seat for? Here's the honest read. The tell is the insight layer. Does your team run that weekly loop or not? Most teams shipping serious Meta and TikTok direct response land in one place. Plus, that's where Raya's brain turns on. The full breakdown's on screen. The exceptions are small. If you're a solo buyer who only needs the library, start on Core. Step up the day, what's working this week, becomes a weekly question. If you're an agency at portfolio scale, go straight to business. And here's the part a sponsored channel won't say. The return I can defend is time, not a lift number. There's no public case study showing this tool raised anyone's return on ad spend, so I won't pretend there is. What it does is compress the research to test cycle. For a team shipping creative every week, that buys back billable hours. So if that's you, here's the link one more time. worththeseat.com/Atria. Open the 7-day trial, build a single brand profile, push one real competitor all the way through the loop, exactly like we walked it. Don't grade it on the demo, grade it on the output. Does it hand you a tested angle and a draft you'd actually run? You'll know inside one working session whether the seat pays for itself, and whether the hours it buys back are worth what it costs. That's the only test that matters here. Thanks for watching.